I did squash and stretch on this head and not the body, for shame. Yeah, so it's weird, like, this year, animate kind of almost became, like, a mandatory thing for all the students, which is probably why my class doesn't have a lot of people signed up for it, because they all kind of self-learned a bit. So I'm trying to change the class to be more of, like, an intense, like, boot camp workshop, where it's, like, I'm gonna challenge you to animate, like, more, because it's not for freshmen. It's, you know, it's elective class you sign up for after. So I want to make it like more of a challenge, so you know you can flex some animation, but also learn animate at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Every year I try and spice things up a bit. Like, for example, Emily got to make a video, like a game.
Yeah, I got to make a dress-up game.
We did some programming and animate and made a dress-up game.
Only real gamers code and animate.
Oh my god.
Fake gamers use, like, programs you're supposed to use. Code.
It's funny because, like, I taught it, and then Java, like, JavaScript, or not JavaScript, like, something... Like, you can't post it anywhere because they don't support the Swift files. Like, the only place you could post it was, like, DeviantArt. I felt so bad.
Yeah, Sophie just asked, like, where can we play your game? Like, it's only on DeviantArt, and I don't even think it works. I think, like, in, like, you have, like, 20 days to play it before, like, they stop supporting it.
Yeah, because they're gonna stop supporting it. But I made my students make dress-up games. They had fun. That was, like, one of the first years I taught it, so I was trying to make it, like, really fun and such. So I think this is interesting looking. Yeah. No one asked questions about my process because I don't even know what my process
is. My walk cycle is not working right now at all.
That's why I did the walk cycle roughs, like, right before this. I was like, I can't do this off the fly. I
think I almost got it. I think one of these frames is a little funky, but I think we'll figure it out. Half of me animating. Like, nobody feel bad about not getting anything the first time, because half of me animating is doing the wrong thing, and then sometimes getting it right.
We're getting, like, a happy little mistake. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's not what I wanted, but I like where this is going.
Yeah, sometimes, like, sometimes it's more fun that way, I think, you know?
This is, like, it has been a while since I've been in animate, since I didn't teach it in the fall. But it'll come back to me. Like riding a bike. It shall return.
You will never forget animate.
I should never forget. Alright.
Oh, my walk cycle's starting to work a little bit better now.
Ooh. Alright, let's see. Flash games. Let me check chat. Node view's the best. Yes. It's kind of psycho to like nodes. No. The node view is beautiful. It's like a visual inception of like symbols. It's gorgeous.
A small spider made the node view just for you.
Yes. I guess if you don't like spiders, you might not like node view. Oh my gosh, you'll have to put your DeviantArt link like in the chat so they can play the game.
I do. I think I have to. Sophie said, Emily's brain is smooth, but in the same way the Earth can be considered smooth when compared to an Earth-sized pool.
Mods,
Sophie,
what is this? What you're letting people say?
Alright, I'm gonna grab this link. DeviantArt.
You know what's funny is it never occurred to me, like, as a young, like, before college, when I put all my art on DeviantArt, I was, like, telling all my family members and friends, because they were like, where can we see your art? And I was like, oh, on DeviantArt. Like, it didn't occur to me the word deviant.
Yeah!
Like, it didn't, like, click in my brain. So I'm telling my grandma, like, go on DeviantArt. It sounds like you'll find the shadiest crap on there. I don't think I've posted on DeviantArt in years.
Let's see. Oh, I got the link. Whoever wants to play. There it is.
I'm having anatomy. Yeah, well, like when you do gesture drawings for portfolio, like when you do life drawings, it's like your visual retention and ability to execute what you see, but it's also like your understanding of 3D space and form. Like there's so much.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's so much to look at when like you're looking at people's art, and you can tell a lot. But I mean, Shung might say otherwise, but I wouldn't stress. I honestly just put your best work forward. Maybe try some experimental pieces and see where it gets you. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's that hard to get into SVA. Maybe I should put foot in mouth. Don't say that. It's not the easiest thing, but I don't think it's as hard maybe as people maybe think. Maybe I don't think it's that hard. If you put your best work, show what you're passionate about, and are happy with it, like that'll shine through. So
yeah.
Of course, if you have like master work, like masterful, like the best of the best, you look at it and you're like, why are you trying to come to art school? Like you good. Like, so of course, don't, if you're that level, just apply to the industry. Like I would just apply. I have one friend who managed to do it. I don't think it's for everyone, but they just straight up like to draw, applied, and got a job and worked for Disney, designing the Mickey Mouse like props and stuff. And they didn't go to art school, but they are next level. Not a lot of people are there. But you never know. Different paths in life, different ways to art school.
Yeah, it's always and I totally agree with like, no matter what, put your best foot forward. Like, it's one of those things. It's like nothing ventured, nothing gained. As long as you like do your best and try your best, even if you don't get in, it's like the regret of not applying because you're too scared is a lot bigger than the regret of like putting your best foot out there.
Yeah,
I feel.
And it's like I can say it now because I have gone to college and I've left and I'm done with that. But I also feel like it's not the end of the world if you don't get in. It's like the worst. The worst is you don't get in, but you have the like many years and many options. And there's thank you. I got food delivery. I will not eat it on camera, but I kind of eat it on camera secretly. Tom, can I have some water?
Yeah, be careful, it's very hot.
Yeah, it's hot. I know, I burned my tongue. Thank you. That's my assistant. Animation assistant intern. No, I'm just kidding.
My intern.
My intern. It's actually his computer.
Oh my god!
He can't play games because I'm here. He's seen his computer. Alright. What was I saying? I would say, like the worst happens is you don't get into school. But there's art centers, there's courses you can take, there's continuing ed. There's so much you can do so you don't mope around for a year. Like, to improve. If you love art, like, keep going. I actually took a year off. I don't know if you knew that. I graduated, and then I was like, I'm done with school. I'm not gonna go straight to college. I was like, I want to take a break. But here's the thing. I took a break, and everyone else I knew went off to college. So I was alone.
Oh no!
And I was like, I guess I'll work. So I worked really hard at like the movie theater, and I saved up money so that I can afford to like pay off some of the loans when I got in. So
nice.
So taking a year is not the worst. And I went to the community art center. I built up my portfolio. I did like life drawings with oil painting. A lot of fun actually. Where are those paintings? I don't know. Best work only. Shung says best work only. Okay, everyone, disregard what I say. Best work only.
Put your best stuff.
That's it. Okay, I heard there was
Tutu!
a turkey at SVA. Can someone explain?
So, as far as I know, because I was actually doing some research, because I was telling my dad about this, a couple of days ago. So, apparently, somebody, I wasn't sure what major they are, I'm assuming fine arts, because this kind of sounds like fine arts.
Shade. Shade.
A little shit, no. They rescued a turkey from, like, a slaughterhouse to use in a project. And they kept the turkey in, like, a classroom studio. Like, they snuck it in, and they kept the turkey in a classroom studio for, I think, a couple days. And then administration found out, and they had to call in, like, a bird, like, sanctuary rescue, like, a bunch of people from that kind of thing. And yeah, Tutu's in a bird sanctuary now, which is a happy ending, but a crazy story.
Wow, you know? I did a graphite rendering of House, Hugh Laurie from House, in my portfolio because I was really into that show at the time. So, you know, do what you love, right?
Yeah. Oh, my mom used to watch House all the time. I remember I would walk in when they were doing, like, the surgery segments, and she'd be like, "Close your eyes, it's yucky."
Close your eyes. It's yucky.
I think I was, like, 12 at the time, and it was, like, all, like, stuff I could handle. It was really funny.